Hey guys, welcome back into my single track mind. As you can see, this isn't North Wales. Today, we're in Andorra. This is the office. Might seem a strange thing to say, but for a couple of years, 3 years, I found coming here incredibly difficult. And really, I just wanted to say how incredibly illogical triggers can be. So, as you know, probably, I run a mountain bike company called Singletracksafari, and we very predominantly operate here in Andorra in the mountains. I couldn't operate during COVID. I had some personal issues that I sort of related back to things that had happened in Andorra, and Andorra itself, and even my work guiding became really difficult for me. But yeah, it is really strange how you can associate a place with a feeling, and I don't necessarily mean the feeling that you have in the moment of being here. I mean, the feeling you have in the moment of being here it's absolutely spectacular. It's beautiful. It's going to make you happy. But that isn't what it was for me for 3 years, really, maybe 4 years. I as much as I wanted to come here and I wanted to be happy here and I wanted to enjoy being here, I dreaded it. I absolutely hated the thought of coming here. I just wanted to stay away and hide myself from it and not remind myself of feeling like I wanted to end things, or feeling like I couldn't come here even when during COVID. Like, obviously I had to pretty much shut to the business for 2 years. So there's a lot of negativity wrapped up in my feelings for Andorra. I've minimized the amount of time that I spent here, and I've tried to escape from it as quickly as possible whenever I have been here, and have felt extremely anxious about just being in this amazing place. And it's absolutely illogical because I love Andorra. I mean, this is one of my favorite places on earth. Riding bikes with people out there in those mountains, huge mountains. I mean, it's such a stunning place. So when you look at that view, you probably think that sounds like absolute nonsense, and how could I possibly hate being somewhere so beautiful? And the problem was that I just associated a lot of the pain and the memories of feeling trapped in my head and alone and hopeless with Andorra, and simply being here was a trigger. So forcing myself to do a summer here has actually been a really good thing, and it was really tough at first, I won't lie, but after a few weeks I remembered what it is that I love about being here, and I remember what it is I love about guiding as well. It's like literally like my perfect place to be. It's super bike friendly, amazing trails, amazing bike park. My sponsors at Commensal are based here as well. It's just like the most perfect place that you could possibly imagine being on a bike. And for 3 years, I dreaded coming here. I absolutely dreaded it. And I forced myself to be here guiding for a lot of the summer. And that immersion therapy, because that's basically what it is, has helped me rediscover what I love about the place and how it makes me feel. And I am now back in love with Andorra, and I'm back in love with being in Andorra as well. I didn't really feel like, I felt like my triggers of being here were sort of overwhelming my ability to do my practical side of my job, the guiding, to the best of my ability. And this summer, I've remembered I'm really good at this. I'm a good guide. I know how to do my job really well. I mean, I've been guiding for 20 years. I'm good at it. And it's been a bit of a weird revelation at 50 years of age to suddenly remember that you are actually really good at something. I'm riding really well. I'm guiding really well. I'm enjoying my time with my clients. It's been really enjoyable from start to finish. People do often wonder whether it's glamorous doing this job. And I'm just going to give you a quick tour of our apartment to show you it's not. This is the bedroom, not exactly very gigantic, and a little bit 70s in its outlook throughout this apartment. The bathroom in particular is very old-fashioned. And then we have a very 1970s kitchen. It's fine, but it is a bit 70s. And then we go into the main living room, which is a nice and airy kind of place to hang out. The only thing that's a little bit questionable, I'd say, is this art is kind of terrifying. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure what's going on. This looks kind of disturbing, if you ask me. We have to coexist in what is quite a small space throughout the summer. However, what we do win on is we do win when we get out here. So what we have is a very nice little balcony area. And as you can see, the view out here isn't to be sniffed at, to be fair. We are very high up. So we do get an amazing place to kind of sit outside. Not that we get a lot of time to do that, because usually we're running around like blue-arsed flies, dealing with all sorts of issues which come up as a guide. But it's all part of the fun and the challenge. So I've just switched to a microphone so that I can talk a bit more easily. I didn't have the microphones up the mountains with me, unfortunately, and it was a bit of an impromptu decision to talk to you whilst I was out there. I was actually just dropping John off up the mountain so that he could have a bit of afternoon fun on his bike. It might seem really weird that somewhere as amazing as this could trigger you. And I think a lot of people don't really understand what triggers are. You could almost describe them as an illogical button that activates your anxiety, your depression, and ultimately creates a huge, uncontrollable emotional reaction to something. And they can be wildly insignificant sometimes. Anything from a word in a movie to a person to a place. Anything can be a trigger, and like I say, there's no real logic to it. I know logically that this place has never caused me any harm, quite the opposite actually, yet coming here caused me these huge swells of anxiety and pain and constant battling within my brain of, I know that I love it here, but going there makes me feel really emotional and upset and on edge, and feeling like all these memories of the darkest period of my life are all swelling back to the forefront. And that's nothing to do with the place. There's no logic to that. It's not like any of the bad stuff that happened to me here. I didn't get attacked by a mugger in Andorra. I didn't fall off that mountain. There's nothing physiological that's ever happened to me here to cause me anxiety, anguish, depression, anything. Yet somehow my brain associates this place with X feeling, or X emotion. A trigger is something which just causes you a completely uncontrollable reaction. Even if you're calm and you're centered and you're feeling okay, triggers still exist, and sometimes you don't even know that you've got them until something happens.
Yeah, being triggered, that's something that didn't happen in my day. No one was triggered in the such and such days when I grew up.
And actually that's complete tosh, because people were. Issues with mental health have always existed, it's just that people haven't recognised them. You can't tell people that things didn't exist just because the ability to detect them or recognise them didn't exist. It's like people saying, oh, no one was gluten intolerant in my day. Well, news for you, they were. There was plenty of people that were gluten intolerant. They just spent all day on the toilet crapping a lot and didn't know why. And it's all part of the same thing, like our understanding of the world around us and the people within it and how people are affected by the journey of their life is getting better and deeper all the time. People don't talk about it enough, especially men. So if you, for one moment, think that there's a weakness in talking about your mental health, you probably want to take a long, hard look at yourself. People don't want to have mental health conditions because they think it's like the thing to do. You don't have a mental health disorder because you think it's cool and everyone else has got one. That's really not the thing. Encouraging people to talk about things that affect them is absolutely vital to save their lives. Ultimately, people are dying constantly because of the fact that they feel dismissed by society for the suffering and anguish which they can't display physiologically. So I'm using these videos as a way of talking about bikes and stuff and going to some cool places like I promised you, but also because it's important to me as a 50-year-old man to talk about the fact that mental health difficulties affect all sorts of people, including those you might not expect. And whilst I might seem fairly together as an individual, just like everyone else, there's a seething mess of emotion and thought and anxiety and concern and overthinking happening within my brain every day. And it happens to everybody. Some people it happens to a far greater extent. And I want everybody to feel welcome and happy and encouraged to be open about those things. Even in the few videos that I've done so far, just trying to get this channel established, I've had a lot of feedback from people saying, wow, that's really brave of you. And it shouldn't be brave. We shouldn't be thinking that talking about our mental well-being and health is a brave thing to do. It should be a normal thing to do. You know, if you see someone with a broken leg, you don't think of them as weak, you think of them as someone who's unwell and has something which needs to get fixed and needs to be dealt with correctly and have the correct aftercare and needs to be, you know, cared for the right way. I've got a fly on my face. Needs to be cared for the right way in order for that broken limb to repair. And that broken limb will always be a weak point in their body after that. It's much easier to re-break a broken bone than one that wasn't previously broken. And the same goes with the mind. Unfortunately, once you start suffering with mental health issues, you won't ever get rid of them fully. There's always something there that's going to be readily activated should the right situation or moment come along to trigger that. And normally triggering is something which happens for a little brief period of time, and then you kind of get back on top of things and your equilibrium returns and it's okay. But for some people, triggering can lead you into a very dark mental space and can sort of set you tumbling down a flight of stairs back into the basement of your mental health again. It's not to be underestimated, but sometimes you can overcome them. This was a pretty big one. I'm pretty proud of myself for having, like I say, thrown myself in the deep end and ended up just spending the whole summer here, solo pretty much. It's been pretty hard, but it's also been pretty wonderful. And I'm going to stop prattling on, but now you've seen a little bit of Andorra. You've seen a little bit of us riding bikes, and you've heard a little bit about why Andorra is something that's very important to me in a multitude of ways. Some of which have been immensely positive and some of which have been very difficult. But now, hopefully back on an even keel, and Andorra can all be about positivity for me for the future as well. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.